Hello, and welcome to another edition of Kickstart with Ann. Today is different. I'm not worried today about the background, the bright sun. Oh my God, it didn't start off like this. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm not going to be concerned about the background or any of that today because I really want to have a heart-to-heart. For a while now, I have been avoiding this topic for several reasons. But today I'm going to step out on faith, which is what I'm titling this video, Faith. For starters, faith is something that you can't always readily see with your eyes. Matter of fact, you cannot see it with your eyes. If you can see it, it's not faith. Let me just point that out. If you know, if you're confident, if you have no doubt about it, that's not faith. Sometimes you're unsure when it comes down to faith, when you know that God, and let me point that out, when you know that the most holy God, the most powerful being has placed something within your heart, there's this strong sense, there's this urgency for you to say something, for you to do something, start something, for you to organize, anything. You have to have faith because a lot of times when we feel these prompts, there's the voice of doubt. Sometimes faith is difficult. And we're so quick to say, oh, well, I'm walking by faith. Let's live by faith. This is a faith move. Yeah, but sometimes that statement is attached to things that are easy, not things that will cause you to walk blindly. If you've ever heard of the movie Eyes Wide Shut, I'm walking, I'm moving, but I don't necessarily know where I'm going to land. I've been given this direction from God. He told me how to start, but he didn't give me the details in between. He told me where I might finish. And sometimes he don't even tell you that part. He just gives you an assignment, tells you to go, or he puts some type of idea on you, and the rest is up to you. That's not always easy. And it takes faith to pull that off. Some people will tell you, well, it's the difference between faith and foolishness. That sounds crazy. That doesn't make sense. You don't have the money to do that. How are you going to open up a building like that? You don't have the background to pull something like that off. Okay, perhaps that's why God didn't give them that particular idea. He gave it to you. And sometimes you have to keep that to yourself and meet with God and meditate and map out your plan, because you can't always count on support when it comes down to faith. Sometimes in walking in faith, you'll walk alone. Sometimes no one is going to agree with your agenda because it sounds foolish to them. But when God has told you to do something, you have to trust and you have to believe that he's going to allow it to come to pass. The manifestation, the result of what you did, the result of your obedience will be the proof. Once the manifestation comes, once you plant the seed and those flowers sprout up, just like these beautiful trees around me. They weren't always this tall. They weren't always this full and, oh my God, so beautiful, providing this shade for me and many other people that comes to this area. The results of the seed that was sown, now thousands of people can enjoy the oxygen, the shade, the beauty of it, because of the seed that was planted. Sure, some of you may have great positions, great jobs with great pay and benefits, and you feel that you're good in that. But I'm here to tell you, no, there's another level that you need to aspire to, especially when you have been prompted to do so. Now, this does not apply to everyone because everyone has not been prompted by God. Everyone does not feel that pushing deep down in their soul to step out on this, to say that, to start up this organization. Everyone has not felt that. But for those of you who have, I really hope that you would take my advice today. When God says that it's time, that's what he means. Not next week. Not when you get the money. Not when you get the confidence. And certainly not when you feel like it's the best time. Well, I don't feel like it's right. I'm scared right now. You have to move against the fear. You have to move against being scared. Do you know how many times that I have been scared? As social as I am, I love people. And it doesn't matter what nationality. You can put me in a room with anyone. And I am so social. I can spark up a conversation like that. I've always been that way. But there are certain things that God have told me to do, that God have told me to say, and I said, oh, wait a minute now. I questioned it. I doubted it because of the fear of people, the fear of backlash. But as of today, I'm asking you to join in with me. If you have been pushed or prompted, if you have had a dream and saw yourself doing something, if you have heard that peaceful voice that told you to do something, if you feel this sense of urgency, you keep getting to the same place, a certain person keep coming to your mind. It's a particular way that God works. And if you know that this is a different speed, it's a different frequency this time, it's coming from a higher place, it's time for you to pay attention to that, and it's time for you to move immediately. Do not delay any longer, because when you delay, when you wait, you're off course. You're not moving in unison. You're not moving in sync with God's plan. In order to move with God's plan, you have to move in God's timing. If he tells you tomorrow to get up and go, to get up and say this, do it when he tells you. Do not delay, because anything else is foolishness. That's what foolishness is, when you don't obey God. Obey God and live by faith. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time.